Yo, I hope everybody is ready today for some amazing alpha, man. Today we're going to be diving in to a whole slew of things. We actually have a lot to talk about today because, as you guys know, everybody has been completely tripping on on what's been going on with the Solana prices, what's been going on with all that stuff. So we're gonna dive in and talk a little bit about that. Of course, we're on Bullets. We're trying to see if we can find a a possible 10x, 100x, 5x. So if you guys are excited, if you're having a wonderful day, don't forget to hit that like. Don't forget to share the stream. And if you're gonna learn something new, don't forget to hit us up with a super chat or hit us up with something because that would greatly be appreciated. So what exactly is going on in the markets? That's one of the main things we're gonna want to talk about today because it's not only about finding plays, but it's about knowing, what the market's looking like and being able to front run that market. Also, guys, if you have any questions, hit me up. We're more than sure to have to break some questions down for you guys so we can get going. So, what exactly is going on? The first thing, like always, just like we talked about the previous theme, on the previous stream, we always want to make sure that whenever we're going to be jumping into the trenches, we want to make sure we know what's going on, right? So just like I explained it to you guys last week, we're going to go in, check the Dune report. We're going to see how, Pump Fun's doing today, check the volume and see what type of volume is. So the reason that's important is because luckily for us, Bullix has the ability of being able to show us 3 different columns, and based on the volume we have on the on that given day, we're gonna decide which column we're gonna kind of mostly focus on, right? Or do we focus more on this one, or this one? So we're gonna check the done. Right now the volume, like if we compare the volume, as you guys see, it's kind of been going kind of like in a downtrend, right? So it hasn't been super like like in an upward trend, right? So it's kind of, we're going down here. So we kind of want to see, whenever we're looking at this, we want to make sure we're seeing this where it's not in a downward trend. Let me just get rid of that real quick. Where it's not in a downward trend, right? We want to make sure we see it always like in a kind of like similar to like what we're looking when we're looking at a chart. We always want to see it's kind of consolidating as opposed to this, like kind of like a downtrend here. So we want to make sure that whenever we're looking at this particular report, at least the daily volume on Pump Fund, we want to make sure that it's normal, right? The other thing we're gonna check, I want to check as well, how many tokens have actually migrated right today. So within the last 24 hours, the token migration on here has been 226 token migrations. Um, so that's out of you know 33,000 tokens created, only 226, right? So that's something we want to keep in mind because that's going to kind of give us a better idea of kind of where we're at when it comes to trading, right? And that's super duper important because now we kind of have an idea of like, okay, well, if I buy a token on this side, what's the likelihood of it actually getting on here? And that is kind of like one of the most fundamental things you need to learn whenever you're trading. Currently, right now, the market is working very weird. So I'm gonna kind of break down exactly what's going on, so you guys can get a better idea of what that is, and then we're gonna dive in here and see what coins actually we might consider picking up and why. So let's take a look at the Solana price right now. We're at 400 and 142. And it's super important that you keep in mind because what we're gonna do right now, we're kind of give you guys a little bit of a kind of backstory of what this was like, and where we could possibly see it, and the reason why this actual number is where it's at right now. Okay. So as you guys already know, you guys all, I'm pretty sure everybody's aware of what happened with Libra, what happened with the Trump coin and all that good stuff. But the reason this is the way it's acting the way it's acting right now, at least based on speculation, right, is because there is a major event that's coming out in March the 1st. And we're going to talk a little about that. But before we dive in to that particular topic, I want to tell you guys why I'm super bullish on what I think the market's gonna look like in a couple weeks and maybe in a month, right? So let's talk about this right now. So we're at 142, as you guys see, like from the last month, right? I mean, like we were like super bullish, right? We were like up here, bro. Like we were doing pretty good. It hit 240, and then we get this crazy downtrend. And it's just like everything starts coming down based on the hacks that happened, based on on the liquidity that's been taken out of the out of the market, and everything's been downtrending right now. The great thing is this hasn't really dipped like major dip where we're talking about 180 right now. It's at 142. But if we go back and we take a look at a year from now, right, and we kind of see where this has been like last year, you're gonna notice like around this time last year, this was like roughly like kind of like in the same, not in the same range, like at 125, right, 125, um, same range, 118. So from this point on, from the 118 range, we're actually a little bit higher than we were a year ago. Now, with that being said, is what actually caused. It's extremely important that you understand this because, like, moving on, whenever you guys are trading, it's going to be extremely important that you understand why this is, why this is important and why we're bullish on it. So, throughout the throughout last year that we were like down here, this got this nice little spike, and then we got some bottoms right here, but then we got this massive push. So this has been for multiple reasons, but the reason we got this nice like big push right here up here is because something happened from the month of February to the month of March that a lot of people are aware of, but not a lot of people talk about that. That is one of the major reasons that actually happened. And what exactly is that thing that happened? We got pump fun. Okay, so pump fun wasn't a thing until March. So there was absolutely no pump fun. Basically, what would happen is the coins would go from from straight right here to the graduated section. So there was absolutely no pump fun. Now, what pump fun did is it allowed a lot of people to kind of enter, like a lot of normies, right, to enter the space. And what it did, it made a lot of people become super bullish about launching coins and buying early, and that created a lot of liquidity and a lot of movement when it came to Solana, and that kind of turned the kind of, I wouldn't say turned, but accelerated the how high Solana went up, right? So that is super super cool and super bullish, and I'm gonna tell you guys why that is, because right now we have some crazy news coming out of Pump Fund, which we'll dive into it. But with that being said, now the question is why are we hurting so bad, right? Like why are we here? So on March the 1st, guys, there is a Solana token unlock. And for those of you who don't know or have no idea what that is, basically we're getting 11.2 million Solana tokens that are going to be unlocked. And what that means is that we're going to be getting more Solana within the ecosystem, and possibility that could trigger a downtrend from this price. So right now we're at 142. March the 1st comes out, which we're a couple of days out from now, and we might see a price dip on Solana, right? So we might see this go down to like 130, 120. I don't personally, I would be shocked if it actually drops below 80. So that, like, worst case scenario would, like, in my opinion, would probably be $80. But I doubt that it's gonna get that low. But we might see a price decrease from where we're at right now at 142 to 80. Now, why is that important that we understand? Because if we understand and kind of have an idea that Solana is going to drop a little bit more, what does that mean for us, right? Because this is all going to depend on when you actually bought Solana. Because at the end of the day, we all want to become millionaires, and the way we become millionaires is multiple ways. Everybody has a different strategy, but one strategy that everybody counts on is the ability of knowing how high Solana is going to go, because depending on how high Solana goes depends on how much Solana you actually need, right? So let's say, for example, let's take into account that you bought Solana at 140. If this goes to, like everybody predicts that it could go 500 to $1,000, then you just kind of keep in your mind, I just need 1,000 Solana, right? So if this goes to $1,000, you basically need 1,000 Solana to become a millionaire. That's basically it. You don't need any more Solana, because if it hits 1,000, 1,000 plus 1,000, it's $1 million. So with that being said, is your goal is to get to 1,000 Solana. So based on the price of this, it's gonna determine how many Solana you need. So the lower this goes, the more likelihood you have of collecting a majority amount of Solana, which will limit the amount of Solana you actually need to become a millionaire, which is kind of, you do the math. That's why it's always super important that you guys keep some dry powder, because if Solana were to dip, and this is figuratively speaking, we're not predicting anything, but figuratively speaking, if Solana were to dip below $100, that is a great opportunity to buy in. Okay, because you would probably be buying it very low. And personally, I feel like this 142, I personally feel we break all-time highs again. Okay. And I'm gonna explain why I'm super bullish on that. So for those of you who don't know, now that we kind of talked about where the price range is, what we could expect, why the market's behaving the way it is, um, I'm gonna give you guys why I'm super bullish on a pump fund news that hasn't officially broken out yet. Okay. Um, and that is this, which is called AMM Pump Fund Swap. So for those of you who don't know, Pump Fund actually created a thing called AM Pump Fund Swap. But basically, what this is going to be is it's going to create liquidity pools within the Pump Fund ecosystem. So currently, right now, whenever we go to, like, if we go to Bullets, right, and we look at at tokens right now, we're gonna see that we're like, okay, this token, you you buy it, and then when it starts saying that it's migrating, it goes from the liquidity pool from here and it transfers over to radium, and that's where we get it on dex. Okay. And once we get it on dex, it goes from the pump fund all the way to the radium liquidity. Now with this brand new deployer that they haven't officially announced this, but with this brand new deployer that they have, what that's gonna do is that's pretty much going to allow Pump Fund to have its own liquidity pool. And what that's going to do, it's going to create a brand new ecosystem similar to what Radium has within the Pump Fund token. Now, this hasn't been officially announced by Pump Fund, but we do know that they are working on it. And what this is going to allow you to do, it's going to be pretty much allow you to, sell and buy tokens via Pump Fund and have that token and that liquidity pool within the pump fund ecosystem, which is super bullish. Okay. So that is a lot of really information for you guys to digest. I just wanted to make sure that, whenever you're trading, you're understanding what you're doing, because I don't want to be like every channel be like, oh my goodness, I bought this coin. It's a 10x. You guys need to, like, I want you guys to be able to do it yourselves. So with that being said, let's take a look at what we have as far as coins. And I bought one already. So I haven't called it, but I already bought one that I thought would do pretty well, and so far it's doing pretty good. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about here. So if we look at the market cap right here. Right now we have this one at 195, 105, 291, 4 million, 272, 162, 139, 293. So you kind of get an idea that nothing is really breaking a million, right? Nothing really is breaking a million. And so far, like, if we kind of average these out, we kind of get the idea that there's stuff going like in the 200,000 range, right? Of course, we would definitely want to see one that kind of breaks that. So for me to actually make anything like, let's say, a 10x, a 5x, I'm gonna have to be buying lower to be able to kind of get in a coin that maybe hits 200k um for that time being. So we what we're gonna be doing is we are gonna be kind of looking and scouting for that. So let me tell you the one I personally bought. I bought it a little bit earlier before the stream. I haven't called it, but I'm gonna tell you guys why I feel it might do good. Okay, so I bought this one right here called Trump bill. Okay, so I bought this Trump bill right here. I kind of bought really low here. I didn't buy a lot. I usually, whenever I'm testing things out, I just buy it. So I bought this at 166, and the reason why I think this is gonna do well, I'm not gonna call it because it's pretty high. I mean, I could call it on my TG, and this will probably pump over like to like 600 to like it'll go pretty high, but I'm not calling because I want to make sure you guys get like a 2x or a 1x. But the reason I bought this, I'm gonna tell you why I bought this and why I think it might do well. So we're gonna go here, and this is a story that I feel like it's very newsworthy. The reason is because supposedly they're introducing a bill, that will make a $250 dollar bill, and it's gonna have Trump's coin, like Trump's face on it, right? So if this were to become a thing, and there is a $250 bill being created, I mean, this is going to skyrocket, right? So I'm kind of front running. I usually try to front run a lot of things. So I'm kind of just, first time, kind of just moving in here. Of course, I didn't want to buy the top. It already hit 500. So we got a really good entry. This is kind of like a gamble play. It could do well. Having called this, I kind of want to see what the chart does before I actually call it. We have a good volume. to kind of make sure people are able to print on that. So this is one that I would probably keep an eye on. So if you guys are are kind of like watching the stream and trying to figure out what coin should I get, um and what coin should do good, then this is definitely one I'm keeping an eye on here. Of course, we're gonna be looking for more that I feel will do well, but I kind of want to make sure you guys are keeping eye. Of course, if you guys are watching the stream, you guys are getting this alpha. That's why it's really important that you guys, kind of keep in mind. So there is other stuff that we're kind of keeping on eye on that's happening within the trenches that I feel are very predominant. So whenever I look at this, right? So let me actually get rid of these couple websites here, just because I don't like to have a lot of websites. Whenever we're looking at what's going on right here in the chart, I always want to keep an eye on kind of watch this for like 2 to 3 minutes and see exactly what's going on. So as you guys see, man, we got a bunch of coins, right? We got things over 10 coins, and we have zero here, zero. Okay, so like right now, what this is telling me is that we are having a very hard time migrating these coins, and um, what that means is that if this is basically zero, our entry value would probably be to find something right here on this side and see if we can get it close to migrating, but there's nothing here. Like there's absolutely nothing here, which is not good. Okay, which is not good. So that means we kind of only have two sides to play from. We either have this side or this side. So we're kind of looking at what's actually moving. So this one right here, this is another one. This TG, this is after if you guys have been following, Trump did say that they were going to launch a brand new card, the gold card. People have what's it? I think it was 5 million. They were going to be able to get in here and actually play. All right, so this is something that I'm going to look what this is, which is called Infinite Prayer Glitch. Now I'm gonna look at what this is, because if this is like another Ponzi one, this might do good. So let's see. Made of blood. MC market turn. Is this gonna be pain though? There is only one soul. Activity infinite. Prayer glitch. No roadmap. No fundamentals. Just faith and pain. No. No. Okay. So definitely not one to not that I want to invest in. So one thing I did want to remind you guys, if you guys were watching yesterday, we were able to catch a nice 3x on a play. And that is, you will notice that there is currently like right now like a meta, right? So one of the biggest metas right now is the Ponzi schemes, and let's go ahead and go to the drawing board here. So that is one of that's one of the biggest metas right now. Right now, the meta currently right now. Oh my goodness, check this out. Check this beautiful meta. Let's go. All right, beautiful writing. So one of the biggest meta right now is the Ponzi, right? The Ponzi. Basically the way that's working is you are buying a coin. So we're gonna say this is a coin. You're buying the coin here. All right, and the longer you hold the coin, basically, right? This is the chart, whatever. The longer you hold this coin, the more you get paid back on whatever that is. So you get like a kickback, right? So either USD, or you get the token, or you get Solana. So that's what's on right now. And as you guys know, we've been getting a bunch of these coins, right? So we've been getting a couple of these coins that are actually been going, which was IMG. We also got IBR. We also got BMG. So we've been getting a bunch of these, which have been rewarding. And the great thing about these is like all you have to do is hold, but you can't just be holding all the time, right? That's basically what it is. So those are some that we were able to get to in early, like IMG. I'm still holding IMG. I'm still holding ABR. We're still holding a couple that I feel like are going to do pretty well eventually. But as long as you were able to find these coins early, it's extremely important that you get on these early, because if you don't get on these early, then that's when you kind of start like, oh crap, I should have gotten them a little, I should have gotten that a little bit earlier, because the lower you get the coin, like let's say this Trump coin, right? This was like a Ponzi one. Let's say I would have gotten here at this 150 range. Let's say I would have bought this. I would probably put more than what I did right now, but let's say I would have put 5 SOL in this. Of course, the higher it goes and the more volume it gets, the more kickback I'm gonna get. Now, I personally feel that we still have not gotten the actual true Ponzi scheme coin. Like we haven't gotten it. I feel like we got IMG. We got there's a bunch that came out, right? There we got IMG, we also got IBR, we got I think the other one was can't remember the top of my no the BMG one, the one we called yesterday. I think we're at a stage where we're getting these coins that are coming out, but I don't think there's a clear runner right now, and that is what I would probably be concentrating my most mostly on, because I feel like the one's gonna come out. Now, unfortunately, we're not gonna get this on the Neo side. We're gonna be able to track that. We're actually gonna be finding that coin via the Explorer. Now, the reason that's important is because none of these coins that are coming out are actually coming out um, via pump fund. The reason they're not coming out via pump fund, of course, we have kind of already went through that there is no way to actually get liquidity from pump fund. The only way you get liquidity right now is through radium, and that's the reason why these aren't doing really well. So there are a couple ones that that we're keeping an eye on that are going to do pretty well. For example, I also bought into this one, this ATM one. This one we kind of got here like at 400, but right now it's kind of like hitting the 1 mil. And we already 2x on this one. So I was able to get this one. Kind of keep me. This is another one that I'm keeping a track on. This is another one that pays back. So it's very similar to the one that we got. The IMG one. Image is it does the same thing, right? Just that this one, instead of getting paid in Solana, you get paid in USDC. So that's how this one works. And of course, the more you hold, the more likely you have. So the reason I haven't called these on the channel is because I have to make sure that they're actually legit, right? So I have to make sure you get the kickback. I have to make sure that not only do you get the kickback, but it gives you a good buying. It gives you a good buying entry where you could 2x. Because the thing with these is like it's mostly about holding. So basically, guys, if you're watching the stream right now, I've given you 2 coins that will do pretty good. Let's take a look what this is. What is this? Peanut. What is this? Peanut AI. Peanut AI. Oh. Peanut AI, a new official AI agent here in memory of Peanuts, bringing back to life a new AI agent. Will integrate to LLC before ensure success. What does it do though? Peanut AI. All right, so let's go see there. So there is a website. What does the Peanut website actually do? If you strike me down, become more powerful, you could possibly imagine. So the website looks pretty clean. I just don't how to buy. I mean, the website looks like they put a nice work on the website. I'm just not getting. Okay, so this is. It looks like this got launched from the Peanut one, huh? Let me move over this to the 1 second chart here. Okay, so this is pretty much got launched from the actual Peanuts Twitter account. All right, so a lot of people are saying they're hacked. It just doesn't make sense. Like, to me personally, I'm trying to debate if this is actually gonna do well, because it doesn't make sense that they would launch this. This is one that we're gonna keep an eye on right now. We're gonna see what it does. Calling this right now would be kind of a little bit suicidal, just because I don't know what this is gonna do, right? So let's see, 456. Just gotta keep an eye on the actual See, with these, I feel like you could still make some money. You can still make some money, but it's super duper risky, right? It's super duper risky at the current moment. Let's see what this does. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what this does. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, it's holding pretty well. It's just not. I'm not convinced. Yeah, I'm not convinced on this one. Just because I feel like why would they actually call a AI coin? It doesn't really do nothing. Like I have no idea. Looks like they were teasing it. Yeah, this looks like it's a tease to the actual AI integration. I just don't. The website looks really well done, but that is not the AI website, right? So there's no way for me to go test the AI website. Like I can't really test the AI here. Um, right. So this is just a regular peanut website, but there is no way for me to actually test this. Uh, Yeah, so basically, whenever like an AI launches, I want to make sure that I'm at least able to test the AI and that it actually works. Um, our new official agent is here. Bring him back to life with the new AI agent. Hmm. We're gonna keep an eye on this one. I don't know, man. It's this one's one of those things where it's like if it's so look, this is one of those things where like right now people are buying. They're like maybe it is, maybe it does, but it could be one of those things that they could just come out and say, you know, we got hacked, and then the chart will literally just kind of like dump. Like it'll go from right. It's gonna be one of those things. So I think I'm a wait for this one. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it, see what happens. But we'll see what's up. This is actually really good, and we were able to kind of like bought it on this side, right? Um, so right now the Trump one seems to be kind of coming down a little bit right now here. This one came down just a little bit. Kind of came down to like my buying level. We'll see what happens with this one. I feel like this is newsworthy enough to maybe it goes back up. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that one. We got in that one. The ATM one is actually doing pretty good, which we were able to get into here like at that 400 range. Um, so that was doing pretty well. I probably should have put in a little bit more. Um, let's see what else we find. Let's see if we find anything. Let's keep on looking here at the Explorer. Like I want to call the ATM one. It's just like I feel like it's so high up right now. You know, it's like at 1 mil here. Mm. I mean, it has a really good amount of volume. Let's see what else we have. Let me take a look at this one here. Let's see what we have in the 5 minute chart. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Farm. Let's see what this is here. All right, let's take a look at see what this is all about. Use brute force here on the Swarm API farms. Huh. Yeah, so Swarm actually took a dip, but let's keep an eye on this one. Oh, the dev sold the yeah, I'm telling you, dude, it's just like one of those things. It's like it looked very fishy, like yeah, it looked very fishy. Oh yeah. See, that's a good that's the reason like see, this is what makes me different than most people that make calls. Like I literally want you guys to make money, right? Like so I could have easily called this because it looks healthy, but nah, bro. This is like it's one of those things where it's like it could kind of go crazy. Let's see, we were looking at farm. No, let's see. Let's see what we got else. What else we got here? Remember, guys, if you have questions, right, and you guys are trading, let me know in the comments. We'll go then. We'll go ahead and answer these right now. But right now we're kind of looking at two things, right? So, we're looking to see if there's anything that actually comes from here, but we're also going to see if we find anything within the Explorer, because we want to get in early on these like Ponzi scheme ones, right? So the earlier we get, the better we're gonna be. Right now with this ATM one, we're doing pretty good. What I want to see these actually do, like, because I could sell out like this. I already 2x on this one, right? So I could literally sell out of this one. But kind of this is kind of like one of those things where you kind of just get the rewards, and hold on for the rewards, right? What I could do, so a cool tip I could give you guys is what you could do, right? So whenever you're trading these coins like this, right? So especially like the Ponzi ones, whenever you're trading these type of coins, you want to make sure that you're making money, but you're not losing money either, right? So like on this one, I didn't put a lot, right? So I mean, I didn't like gamble crazy heavily on this one. But what you could do is, if let's say you were to put like uh let's say you were to put like about, let's say, like 5 soul into that play, right? If you were to put 5 soul into that play, um you're gonna want to take it out. So for example, this one I already 2x. You would basically just take away your 50% because you're always in the win, right? So like if I were to go here and I would be like, okay, let me sell 50%. I sold 50%, so whatever I gambled with, I already made it. I already made it back, right? So like, I put in 14 bucks. I sold, I mean, I made 20 cents more, right? I sold 14 bucks, but I'm still in it, right? So you're literally still in with whatever you have. So it doesn't really matter if this coin kind of like dips or dies or whatever, because you're still gonna kind of have money, right? You're still gonna have money in it. So that's the beauty of it, right? That's the beauty of it. So that's kind of like what you want to do. So that's why it's extremely important to get these early, so you can just kind of just take your initials, and then whatever happens happens, right? So that's what we're doing. Um, we're gonna keep an eye. I'm gonna keep an eye on this 250, but I want to see what this 250 people are actually talking about this coin here. Let's go here. I feel like this one could do well. So let's see what happens here. Um, let's see. A couple people are kind of chiming in on it. I don't know. I think this is really bullish. Because if this does become a thing, I think like right now it's like easily hits 1 million. If this becomes a thing, like that's kind of like like kind of lowballing it a little bit, but this could do fairly well. It could do fairly well. All right. See what else we have. So we have Egg Dog. What is Egg Dog? Let's go take a look at Egg Dog. Oh, that's a portal. Takes me to the same thing, same portal. Is this gonna go to the portal? Yeah, it's gonna go to the portal as well. All right, so let's see if we get any like if we get an early Ponzi scheme one, because that's gonna be like super duper dope, and we can get something like in the you know below the 500K market cap. Oh, what's the okay, let me check that one out. You're talking about this one, right? So from my understanding on this coin, 'cause I did see it earlier, um this Mary coin, this one right here, I don't think it's gonna do well. I think this, like, we literally see like the personally, I don't feel like this is gonna do well because it's sort of newsworthy, but it's just not gonna get talked a lot about. So I don't see it picking up any more volume. Yeah, so right now the Ponzi scheme ones is IBR, IMG. You have the ATM one. So as long as you're able to pick, like me personally, I feel like if you're able to get, like, except for the image one, which is like the front runner run right now, so it doesn't really matter when you get in, as long as you get in, because we call that really early too. But with that being said, is as long as you're getting them in early, you should do fairly well. But we want to make sure we're paying attention to these, because that is where you can make some good money back, right? So that's where we're kind of bouncing back and forth from the from the pump, the Neo Vision, and that. Let's see what we got here. So far, we've caught in two X's. We we've done pretty well, and that's one thing that you guys understand. It doesn't really matter. Like, so look, let me go back to the drawing board. So the great thing about being able to trade in this meta, and the reason why I personally love Pump Fund is because you really, like, if you're looking at this, right, a lot of people are gonna say, like, man, I need to hit a 10x, right? I need to hit a 10x. And yes, this is the question I have for you guys. We should probably make a poll on this. So not, I don't know we have a poll, but you you have a 10x, right? Make sure you guys vote on the poll. So a lot of you guys are like, I wish I could hit a 10x. But let me ask you a question. Would you rather hit a 10x, right? Would you rather hit a 10x, or would you rather hit a 2x, a 2x times 2 plus? What that means is, would you rather get multiple coins that hit a 2x or a 10x right off the bat, or would you rather take a loss? Right? So that is the question you have to ask yourselves. Because what tends to happen is a lot of people will look at a coin and they'll be like, "Oh dude, I'm buying this and I'm going to 10x this coin." And eventually what ends to happen is, like, you'll get a runner, like you get, like, unless you bought like right here, right? But like if you're buying, like, let's say you're buying right here at 256. And we're looking at this, for me to get a 10x, it's like it would have to go all the way up here. Now, the thing is, if this was a legitimate coin, like, I don't know if it is, but if this was, in order for me to buy here, I would actually need to get here to get a 2x. And the likelihood of me being able to do that is a lot higher than me getting a 10x, right? So it's extremely important that you kind of keep in mind and keep a mental focus that you are actually trying to make the most gains as you possibly can and lose the least amount of times. Because the least amount of times that you're losing, the more likelihood you have of winning, right? And that's extremely important, because if you're not constantly winning, then you're going to be losing a lot of soul. And that's why I think a lot of people tend to have like a downturn when it comes to trading coins, is a lot of people will start buying and buying, 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 and then you never end up winning. You end up losing because either you bought too high or you bought the wrong coin, and you're not taking profits. So it's extremely important that you guys kind of get into like a mental focus. Is, what am I trying to accomplish today? Am I trying to accomplish a 10x, or am I trying just to accomplish profits? Because I think at the end of the day, you kind of ask yourself and sit back and be like, how much money do I want to make daily? Right? Like, how much money do I want to make daily? Do I want to make $100? Do I want to make $200? I mean, I'm gonna ask you guys right there on the chat. Type in right there, what do you guys think would be a good amount of money to make daily? I want to know from you guys. Let me know right there in the comments. Now, also, guys, remember, if you haven't had a chance to get bullets, guys, hit that QR code, hit the link down below, save 10% on gas fees whenever you're trading. Is going to be super, super duper important. Especially, I'm hearing a lot of really good rumbling that comes from, stuff that's coming to the platform. So I'm kind of excited for that. So hopefully you guys are able to get into the bullets as quickly as you possibly can. Okay, so someone said 100, someone said 500. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna write these down here. Let me clear this up here. Let me see what we have here. Hold on. Let me clear these up here real quick. Okay. So we have so this is what we have coming in. We have, someone said 100. Okay. And then someone said 500. And then someone said 200. See, I wish I could make 200 a day. 200, that's what I get paid for a day's work on a day job. So we got 250, we got 200 a day, 200 a day. So it looks like almost the majority of you guys are at 200 a day, right? All right, so that's 200 a day, 250. I'm not gonna, we'll put the 250, but it looks like everybody's kind of like around the Well, 300 and I would quit my 9 to 5. Okay, so we got 300. So that's 200, 250. I mean, you guys are all over the place. All right, so let's see. So we're here. So let's kind of get like a rough estimate. Let's say like let's leave it at, so we got 100, 200, 200, 250, 300, 500. For those of you who are tuning in the stream, we're asking how much money do you want to make a day? That's the question. You know, that's the question we're asking right now. So these are kind of like the numbers you guys have been putting in. So let's kind of like talk about how you're going to be able to do this, right? 350. Okay, so 350. Okay, you guys seem to be going up every single time. Two Solana would be great. $50. Okay, so my boy. Okay, $50. All right, all right. All right, let's go. All right, all right. Now I'm gonna ask you, like, after this, we're gonna go ahead and talk about another question because I kind of wanted to get an idea of where you guys were at as far as prices. We're gonna be adding to these as we're gonna keep looking for a nice play here. Um, let's see what we have. 450. Okay, I'll write down the 450 here as we wait here. 450. Okay, 450. We're gonna write these down, and it's gonna make sense to you guys once we kind of break this down. Okay, so let's see what we have. Reverse. Yeah, I was looking at this reverse coin. Yeah, I was looking at the reverse coin as well. I just don't like this 38% on the rats, but we'll see. Uh, let's see. Let's see what we have here. So far, I think we've done pretty good with the ATM. Let's see how the ATM is doing here. ATM is holding nicely. It's holding that, you know, like that. That's nice 9 mil range here. We got this 250 here. Okay. 300 a month. That's yeah, the Ponzi coins are doing pretty well. Yes. I've literally told you guys to buy every single Ponzi coin. You know, I've called them there 2K a day. My boy. Okay. 20K. I love it. It's possible. It's possible, but we're gonna talk about that. Okay, so with that being said, all right, with that being said, now that we kind of have that in the idea of this is kind of like what you guys want, here is the next question. All right. Here's it, because this right here will determine where we put this number at, where our numbers are going to be at, right? So my question to you guys is, how much Solana do you actually have right now to make this happen? All right, so that's the question. How much Solana do you have right now to make this happen? Okay. How much Solana do you have this right now to make this happen? All right, so I'm gonna start writing these down. So someone said 2 Sol, 2 Sol. Okay, I'm writing these down. I'm keeping an eye. We're gonna keep track of this. What you guys are saying. Okay. 5 Sol. Okay, 5 Sol's pretty good. 5 Sol. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be writing these down so we can kind of 0 Sol. Okay. I have an answer for you though, man. I have an answer for you though, brother. I have an answer for you. 0 Sol. Okay. 3 Sol. 12 Sol. Okay, some of you guys have some pretty good amount of Sol. 12 Sol. Okay. My boy deleted the bet. Bro, it's okay. No shame in the game, man. Um 2 Sol. Okay, so I'm just gonna add an X here so we know more people have more than 2. 0.111 0.1 0.1. Caught that nice 140 dip. Sebastian. Yeah, so how much Sol do you guys have? I want to know. So right now it looks like two, but I mean it looks like we're kind of all over the place, right? Everybody's kind of all over the place. We don't have like I think the only matching ones we have. Someone said 22 Sol, 22 Sol. I mean making this amount of money, 22 Sol, it's easy. 0.5 so 0.5 0.5. All right. So that's what we have. 0.5, 100, 250, 0.5. All right. All right. So we're gonna kind of round these off, and then we're gonna get to a point where we're like, okay, this is like the number where we're at, right? Okay. So what I am liking right now, um, is Kanye gonna drop a coin? Yes, he is gonna drop a coin. I don't know. if you have seen the leak audio from his like current track where he says, I dropped the Solana coin. No, what did he say? I dropped the meme coin, yada 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 yada. He's singing about it. So we're kind of on the idea that yes, he's gonna be dropping a coin. We don't know what that coin is, but I'm pretty sure he will be dropping one pretty soon. Um, let's see what we have here. So nothing has really been moving lately. I'm amazed that this actually is at 500K market cap. I don't know if it's because people bought too high and they're buying back up to kind of send it, but it's I'm kind of impressed it's actually went back up. Let me see. Is the post still up? Yeah, the post is still up. Okay. Yeah, I mean this 100 dip would have been nice, but I'm kind of impressed that actually went up. So, let's go back to our dialogue here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna round these off. All right. So I'm gonna round these up. I'm gonna say that we are gonna leave this here at 250. All right. Is that fair? You think we put this at 250? You think that's fair? Like, and we kind of round that off to $250. Kind of like the main goal here. And also, guys, if you're finding these tips, like if you're finding what we're doing helpful, informative, don't forget to let us know. Also, don't forget to hit us up with the super chat if you guys want. Kind of like you have a specific question. We are offering a mentorship program too for anybody that wants to get one-on-one coaching. We are offering that as well, so do keep that in mind. All right, so I think it's fair to put this at 250, right? Let's put this at 250. So we're gonna say our daily, right? Daily day. We'll put 250 here. All right, 250. All right. And then like this one, we're gonna round it off. Let's say we got 2, 5, 3, 12, 1, 22. Let's say we put this at, I think like rounding it off, maybe like 3 Solana. Let's say we put 3. I know some of you guys have less than that, but Bill, like all of what I'm gonna explain is gonna make sense regardless of how much you have, right? Now for the person who's at 0, I have a way for you to solve it too as well, right? So um it's gonna be extremely important that we understand. Do you believe the rumor Kanye? So like the thing is like I highly doubt like a coin gets launched when they don't have a massive control of the supply. So that's my take on that one. So we're gonna say that we're gonna put this to like what did we say? 3 Solana, 3 Solana, right? We're gonna say 3 Solana. 3 Solana would probably be like a good way to round it out. Let's go. Let's go put Soul. We're gonna say 3. All right. So the question is, how do we 250 a day? If we come back and we look at this at Solana prices, that's basically 2 Solana. Okay. So the question is, how do I make 2 Solana daily? Because 142, it's like 2 Solana is like $300, right? So the question is, how do I make 2 Solana daily? So ideally, the more Solana you have, the more likelihood you have of doing this faster. Okay. As opposed to you having less Solana. So if you don't have 3 Solana, your main goal is to get as much Solana as you possibly can higher. So what does that mean, right? So the way you would do this is it's super super easy once you understand it. So a lot of people, what they tend to do is you go and you look for, let's go for this Trump coin, right? So this Trump coin, this is a perfect example. So on this coin, I bought 0.1. Okay. Basically, we put that in dollar amounts. That's $14. I bought $14 of this coin. Now, when this coin ran up here, I didn't sell, but let's say this is you with a little bit amount of money, right? So let's say I go here and I would have sold the top, right? This was like literally top. This is almost a 2x, right? I mean, it got to a 2x actually because I was watching it, so it got a 2x. So basically, $14 would have turned into $28. Now in Solana, that's 0.2. So if I am, kind of like I don't have a lot of Solana, that means I have zero point 0.2 now. I started off with 0 0.1 and then I started with 0 0.2. Now, of course, if I would have put one salon in here, right? So in our kind of in our thing here, if we were to take one of these Solanas, right? So we were gonna take one Solana a day, all right, one Solana a day, and is it over 1 million? Yeah, bro. Like that was a pretty crazy one. And I must have let this one slip. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a fake coin, but it just kept they just kept it up. Yeah, they just kept it up. I just don't see no AI, man. I just don't see no AI. But yeah, they kept it up. So it was one that we kept an eye on. It dipped a lot, and then it just blew up. Yeah. So yeah, it's like I don't get how. I mean, I don't even see the supply locked. So, but you know, that's the state of the game, bro. That's the state. You got to take those gambles, right? I don't know, man. Like if you bought this 120 dip, that's a good dip. Um, but dang, bro, that was a good one there. Yeah, that was a good one right there, brother. So the trenches aren't dead like everybody's saying, right? Trenches are dead. Nah, yeah, it's all about gambling. It's all about gambling and gambling correctly. You know, like knowing, okay, well, I'm gonna buy this. For example, if you look at this one person, they literally sold, right? They literally sold the bottom here, but they were buying the tops. So you know, it's kind of crazy. This is a very beautiful reversal, though. Oof. Yeah. All right. I just really didn't think that this was gonna stay up that long. I should have kind of checked. You know, I should have checked that they're gonna leave it up. I'm amazed that they've left it up this long. Yeah. All right. So I'm just amazed it left it this long. I just feel like this is a LARP, but I could be completely wrong if this is a LARP, right? So the idea here is you want to buy right here and then sell up here, right? So you don't we don't get that out, right? How do you find most of the successful coins? That's a very good question. That's a very good question. So back to our explanation. So let's say you have one Solana daily out of your three Solana. You to make this 250 a day, you just gotta 2x. Basically what it is, right? You just gotta 2x. Um so in order for you to 2x, I literally just showed you guys how to 2x. I mean I showed you this one, right? I said we were gonna buy this one. We bought this one at 166. Literally, I haven't sold, but this is just an example. I'm showing you guys, right? So this literally run from here to here. That's a 2x. So if I would have put one Solana in here, this would have been two Solana. And basically, I'd be kind of done for the day, right? That's basically the thing. The problem is people don't take it that way. People will see that they made two Sol and they're like, well, I made two Sol. Now let me go look for another play, right? And then when you kind of do that, you end up losing your port, and you want to be constantly disciplined that whatever number you set your number to. So like if you said I want to make 250 a day, when you make that 250, you're out. You're out, regardless if you see whatever that is, regardless if you see like this massive coin, um regardless of what you see, you just want to make sure that you do your 250 and you're completely out of the game. That is the rule. And that is the biggest problem, that a lot of people don't follow that rule. Okay. The reason people don't follow that rule is because you get, think of it like a lot of people say this is a casino, right? So if you go to a casino and you see someone, like you see like a slot machine, right? You like see someone at a slot machine and they're like, oh my goodness, they won. They you know they pulled up a bunch of money. Um and you already won. You're gonna take your winnings and go to that machine and put it in that machine and then hope for that machine to give you a winning. And what ends up happening, you end up losing all the money you made up. So your rule has to be the following. If my idea is to make this $250 a day, that is my goal. If this is my goal, once I make this, I am completely out. Like I am no longer trading. Okay, this is, I'm done for the day. Like even if you were to see like even if you were to see Kanye West launched a coin and you had an early entry, don't buy, because I'm telling you right now, you could literally go from making your 250 a day to coming out with zero. And then you end up with this scenario, right? You end up with a scenario where it's like you had 3 sold to start off with, and then instead of you converting this 3 sold to like a 5 sold, right? Because if you do like after you put your 1 sold in here and you come back out, right? You have your 5 sold. You could literally lose all that in one day. So what's super important is that you keep in mind that your rule is whatever you set your mind. This is why I asked everybody, right? It's extremely important, and that's why I want to make sure that whenever we're doing streaming or we're doing these type of live streams, that I'm helping you guys not only make the money but keep your money. Cause it's not look. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, it's not hard to make 20,000, 100,000, 200. It's not hard. Okay, that's not the hard part. Because I literally went from like having zero point 0.5 Solana. That's how I started. I started like late last March, like late February. I think it's like February 24th. I have to double check the exact date. So I started with 0.5 Solana. All right. So now we're already up to 6 figures. Now the thing is, how did I do that? By being disciplined is number one, and number two is by keeping the rules and following the rules of the game. All right. This is a casino. All right. I'm not saying every time you buy, you're going to win. All right. That's not the thing. The thing is, you want to make sure that when you're buying, the more you're buying, oh, did they take down the Twitter? I kind of figured out what happened. I mean, it still ran up to like, yeah, like, so like, look at this, boys. Look at this. Oof. Oof. From 1.7 to 300. Ah, the pain. Yeah, that's the reason I didn't call it, guys. I knew it. Like I had a feeling, bro. I was like, I knew that was gonna happen. Look, how do I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it. I knew it's gonna happen. Now, this is the thing. Look, if you go and follow anybody else, people would have told. I could like some of these, like little wallets right here. I know who they are, right? Like I know like there's some KLs, and I can 100% guarantee you they made this call, and I could make money. Like for example, like if I wanted to make money, I could have bought right here. I could have called it, and you know, it would have done that, and you still would have made profit. But the problem is that people just don't know when to sell, and when you don't know when to sell, this is what tends to happen. Now, what could happen in this coin, right? What could happen in this coin? The trenches could say, you know what? Like, let's just run it up. Let's just run it up. But I'm not gonna be buying at 300. Like me personally, like if this were to dip back to the hundreds, I would probably put a little bit in, because it's a gamble. Like with the idea that I'm gonna lose. Okay, but you know, I knew I kind of had a really good feeling that this is gonna do this. So that's the reason why we kind of stay away from these type of calls, right? So we want to make sure that we're doing proper calls. So back to what I was saying is you want to make sure you guys keep the rules. So if you're saying you want to make 250, that is literally where you guys are gonna say I want to make 250 a day, and the thing is now setting up a strategy on how you can get that 250 daily and do it constantly, because the problem is like it's not about making money, it's about keeping money and increasing your port. And there are multiple strategies that you could do to do that. Like there's different scenarios that you could do. One of the cleanest strategies I teach is the 468 method. I have a video on that. If you put exclamation point 468, then you will take you to the video, explain on how that works, and how that's effective. That method is one of like the easiest ways to make money constantly. The reason it is because you're reducing the amount of time, the amount of loss potential that you can get whenever you're into a coin. Okay, so it's extremely important that you keep that in mind. Like for example, this Trump coin, like we're keeping track right now, I'm still profitable. Um, and this one to me, it's like this is like a high gamble play. Like I'm not gonna sell. Like even if like I'll probably sell like if this dips to like 100 maybe, or maybe to like 80, or probably buy a little bit more, because to me this 251, this is more of me front running a coin. So um, if you could front run a coin, that is where you make the most money. Okay, front running a coin, and that's why like a lot of people call me the alpha before alpha, because I'm able to identify a coin before it even takes off. So like this one per se, this is like one of these coins that are like, I know, right? I know if this happens, right? So if this were to happen, I know that this coin will do pretty well. Okay. The reason is, if this were to become a thing, this entry, this 200k entry, um it's one of those coins that literally will cross a mil easily, like in less than a minute. So that is why you want to make sure that you are entering coins that have the potential of being able to be front run. Like for example, I front ran Goat, which ran to 1 billion. I ran Book of Memes. So I front run a couple of coins, and that's what keeps it separates us a little bit apart from the majority of the people that are in the trenches. Um, so if the so this yeah so if you're asking, right, what do I think about this so for example, this one right here, this is going to be one of those coins where it's like, if it happens it blows up. If it doesn't happen, um it you'll probably take a loss. But for me, the risk is a lot less and the reward is a lot higher, because like for example, this is, I put $14, right? So let's say this was to happen, what are the probabilities of how high this could go, right? So in in a good scenario where like Solana is like covering over like 160, like 170, and this $200, $50 bill happens, this is literally a 10 million coin, and that is like short gating it, right? So what does my 0.1 actually do for me right there, right? So let's put a limit and see what that does. So let's say we were to go, this is what I love Bullocks, right? So Bullocks allows you to kind of just like kind of see what this would look like. Let's say I am not being super ambitious, and let's say I'm not gonna be like, you know what, I don't want this to super like super gamble where I say, this is gonna hit 100 mil, something like that. Let's say I say, what, 10 mil, I think it will hit 10 mil. That is 6 Solana. So 6 Solana, like at the current state, you're probably like, man, that's not a lot. Okay. But once you put that into dollar values, it becomes a really good portion. Now, you know how we said when we were talking about we want to make that 250 a day? Um, if this were to run up to 10 mil, and that was, that dollar bill would become a thing, right? Let's say like in a week or 2 weeks, we get like there's some news that says late breaking news. The $250 start get printed. Like this would literally start running up. And when this starts running up, I am already getting that 250 with such little bit of gamble, right? This is only $14. So that is the type of plays I like to get into, because that means I don't have to like go super hard on a play, because there's the probability of this going up is more higher than the probability of this going down. And if I were to lose $14, like I lost $14. Like okay, I lost $14. Of course, I'm not gonna lose all $14. Um, then I'm gonna put like a sell, like a stop loss on this one. Like right here, this 130. If this were to dip to 130, I would definitely buy again. Like I would buy a little bit more than what I bought right now, because the probability of this actually becoming a thing is pretty high, especially with Trump. So I'm taking that gamble, right? Right now, they're like the coin doesn't have that much volume. I mean, it has 4 million volume, which is not bad. So I could see this going up. If this were to dip to like maybe like if this dips once again like at this 150, I'll probably call it on my TG, because I want people to actually have the option of being able to get into the coin early. But I just want to make sure that they get in a low mark. Cause I mean, 200's not that bad. I might actually call this one. I'm gonna see what it does. I'm gonna see what it does, and we'll see what happens. Um, but with that being said, we're kind of looking at what's up. So right now I'm looking at this one. Why is this a thing here? Okay. Let's see. Mm. So far we've gotten two X's today, right? You guys been watching the stream. If you've been paying attention, this one we haven't sold because I'm holding on to this one. It's okay. We're not selling that one. On this one right here, we already got our 2X. Like we already got our 2X. We're getting constant payouts on this one. Um, we took already our initials. So we took our initials at I think it was like at 1 million. So we got our money back. So if we put this in perspective, right? Let's say I would have bought I would have bought let's say I would have bought like one soul in here. So I already got my soul back, right? And then I have an additional soul in here. So this is another coin that is doing pretty good. This one's paying in USCD. Right now it's at 1 mil. Eventually, if this does, I like the name. ATM is a really clean name. So I mean, I would call this, but I just think it's a little bit too high for you guys right now, in the sense that this would have to hit 2 mil. But these are these type of coins you just kind of want to hold. You kind of just want to hold. And as long as the volume is there, you're constantly making money. So that's always a good thing. Um, so just off the stream, just by watching the stream, we already got 2 coins at 2x, which is really awesome. So if you guys are looking to like up your game and you have a good amount of Solana, I have other stuff that we're working on that's gonna help you guys be able to achieve whatever goal you have, right? So a lot of people have the goal of being like, I want to become a millionaire, or I wanna do this, I want to do that. We are offering a mentorship program. So if you guys ever are like really committed and be like, you know what, I want to quit my 9 to 5. I actually want to take this to another level. We do have a paid mentorship where I kind of break down your portfolio and do all that stuff. So if you guys are interested, you guys are more than welcome to inquire on that. But apart from that, I think personally, being able to understand what we do every single day and explaining the probabilities of you guys being able to hit like that 10x, that 2x, you guys, it's more likely if you guys are doing it in the trenches as opposed to you guys buying like $1 million coins that are a lot harder like to 10x to 20x. So for example, let's say we look at Flog, right? Flog. Let's say we go to Flog, right? So a lot of people are going to tell you buy Flog, okay? Now, I'm not saying don't buy Flog, okay? I'm not saying don't do that. What I'm saying is like, I don't want you to buy Flog at 90 mil. Now, that doesn't mean that you still can't 10x this or you can't 5x this, but buying this at 90 mil the way that the market is right now, um, it's a little bit risky because if you see right here, if we go here, this actually hit right here, right? It hit the 100 mil and then we went back to 30. So if you don't have a stable port, what's going to happen is you're going to see this and you're going to be like, dude, I put my one Solana and now I am like negative Solana, right? So it's like, ouch. And some of you don't have this time period to wait. Like this was on the what's the 5th of the 5th of February? And now, in order for this to be back to where it was at, it almost took 20 days and it still didn't even hit that high market cap. So eventually, what you want to be doing is you want to make sure you're buying here, right? You're buying in this 30 range, because if you're buying in this 30 range, from this 30 range to here, you're already 3x. Okay. So it's extremely important that you're not buying top tops. Because when you start buying top tops, that is when you start losing your port. So you want to make sure you guys are constantly keeping an eye on what the market is doing and what coins are doing well and what coins are dipping to where, to be able to take advantage of you being able to increase your port. If you want to increase your port, that is exactly what you're going to want to be doing. Um, and that's why it's extremely important. So I like the fact that we kind of came to the conclusion that our goal, right? Our goal is this 250 a day. Um, and you want to make sure that whatever amount of soul you have is able allowing you to convert this 250 a day with the minimum amount of risk. Because a lot of people would probably tell you, right? They'll come and tell you, you know what? Out of this 3 soul, if you were to put this 3 soul into a play, and you were to 50% a play, right? That would give you 1.5 Solana, right? That would give you 1.5 Solana, which is about 250. It's about 250. It's like about $200. So you basically just need to make one play with that 3 Solana. The problem with that strategy, the problem with me saying you go full in with that would be the ideal way to do it. Just put in 3 Sol, 50%. Okay. And basically you already made your day. The problem with this is like if the coin does not do the 50%, Like if the coin does not do the 50% and you lose all your soul, you're pretty much out of soul for that day. So the way you want to do it is you want to minimize this risk where if you were, for example, worst case scenario, let's say you were to lose, like you were to lose that 3 soul, you were to lose that 1 soul, you want to make sure that you still have an additional soul. So let's say you were to kind of like lose 1 soul, right? And that means you have 2 soul. Basically, with this 2 soul, you can make that 3 soul back. That is the main point in here. That you're even though you're losing, there's still ways for you to kind of make it back, right? And that's what we're kind of keeping an eye on. So the 3 coins we were kind of looking at today, right? We were looking at this 250 coin. I mean, it's doing pretty well. I should have probably called this right here. Look at this. I'm telling you. That's where we're the alpha before the alpha, guys. Like if we were watching the stream, I know some of you guys bought. Like, okay, this is the question. How many of you guys that were watching the stream bought this 250 coin? Yo, thank you. Let's go. Choco Chips, thank you for that. Bye. Let's go. Woo-hoo. There's a goal? Yo, let's go. If we hit that goal, we'll go 30 minutes extra. Let's go. I like it. Let's see if we can hit the goal, boys and girls. Let's go. 1 out of 10. Let's go. All right, let's do it. So, if you guys are finding this helpful in any way, guys, let's keep the stream going and rocking. So right here, this is another trick. How many of you guys bought this coin? I want to know. Let me know in the comments if you guys bought the coin. I mean, I've been talking about the coin like since we kind of started. So like you guys sat that 180 entry here. It's doing pretty well. So that's what you guys kind of wanted to tune into the stream, right? Um, so that's what we got. Let's hit that goal. So right now we were kind of looking at 2 coins. So we got the 250. That's a nice little 2x for us. We got the ATM. That's another 2x that we were able to pull off right here. That we did pretty well on here. We were. I kind of didn't really mention this egg one. It was one that I was keeping an eye on, but it's actually doing pretty well. And as part of that, we're gonna make sure we're keeping an eye on any Ponzi scheme coin that we have. Got in a little bit late, but still doing pretty well. Awesome, brother. Awesome, man. Let's see what we have here. That's why it's extremely important you watch the streams. You know, like the streams, I'm always giving you guys alpha, whether it be in a stream or it be on the TG. It's a lot harder to call coins when they are, as I'm doing them live. But this is a perfect example of kind of what we were talking about, right? This is a perfect example of what we were mentioning, which is being able to do it smart. Because if I were to put, if I were to put $100 in here, I'd be sitting at $200 right now, right? So that would be super, super rose, right? We'd be set right now. Right now it's at 288. Does this hit a mill? I think if this starts getting more traction, I think it does hit a mill. Would I be buying? Like, when would I be buying? Like, I should have probably bought more here at this 190. I was kind of waiting for this 130 dip. It didn't dip 130, but a lot of people would have panic sold right here, right? I don't panic sell because I know the potential the coin has. So I'm always taking like it's worth for me to take a risk on a coin that I feel will do pretty well eventually whenever there's just enough talk about that coin. And that's why it's extremely important. And that's why, a lot of people call me the alpha before the alpha because I kind of have a good knack for identifying things before they even take off. So that is what's up. I am in 250 with 40K entry. Let's go. Nice. Sebastian. Let's go. Nice. Now we just keep going up on this coin, man. We just keep going up. We just keep going up on this coin. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I told you guys this coin was gonna do pretty well, man. Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing of it. You want to make sure that when you're constantly trading, you're doing as good as you possibly can because the more you do, the better it's gonna be. Awesome, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it's extremely important that you keep an eye on that. So, guys, remember, if you guys want to hit that target, let's hit that target. But with that being said, we're gonna be constantly checking the trenches. We're gonna see what actually is gonna do pretty well. But we so far today, just on the stream, we got two X's. We're looking at a 3X with this one, which looks pretty solid. I do expect that this is gonna have like a nice little dip again, because it already hit all-time highs. So we should see like kind of theoretically a dip. Whenever we see that dip, it's a good chance to get a good entry in here. But that's why it's extremely important that you watch the streams, because the more you watch the streams, the more likelihood you have of being able to do that. Let's see, which one you're talking about. Uh, Jail Peanut. Uh, Jail Peanut. Where is Jail Peanut? Is that? I don't see that one. Usually, like, I don't see it here. It just doesn't have enough volume for me to actually kind of take a look at it. Let's see. Yeah. All right, so I think we kind of have an idea of something that's gonna do pretty well. Um, so let's see it. Let's see what we got. Let's see. I think we got something, boys. Let's go. All right, fellas. So yeah, so I think we do pretty well. We do pretty well with the with some of the coins. But yeah, so far this is what I think it's gonna happen today when it comes to the trends. So we've been able to identify three coins. So far, the coins that I think are gonna be doing well today, which is the ones that we kind of called early, which is ATM. Right, I think ATM is gonna do pretty well. Um, as how long it keeps this momentum, I have no idea, but I'm hoping it keeps the momentum. This is pretty much a Ponzi one. I'm looking for like an entry on this one. Can you post the CAs instead of the bullets link token? My buddies, you're not running bullets, my boy. Yeah, I'll post the CA right now. Give me a second. So oh, that's right. You're right. Let me do that right now. So this ATM one. See, I'm gonna put the links of the ones I feel like are gonna do well. So let me put this one. This is the ATM coin. Okay. And I feel like this could get really good momentum because it pays in USD. We're gonna do this other one that I feel like is gonna do well as well, which is this one, which is the 250 coin. I think there's like a long-term hold right here. I feel like in a couple days it should move up. Um and basically this should perform pretty well. Okay. And it's gonna be one of those. And then the other one that I feel like maybe I'm not too 100%. I gotta do a little bit more. I gotta do a little bit more work on it. It's gonna do that. Yeah. So I'll post the CAs here for you guys. CA is gonna be this right here for this one. Post it here. Post it here. And the other one would be this one. Oh, let's go here. So that's gonna be that for the ATM one. This pays back on this pays back with USD, which is really cool. All right. So those are the coins we kind of talked about. If you guys are watching the stream, we caught these really early. So hopefully you guys were able to get in. But those are the ones I would keep a track for today. Of course, if you guys are not following me on Telegram, link is down below. Make sure you guys follow me on Telegram. I usually make the calls there on Telegram. If you're not following me on X, guys, we make some crazy calls on X, man. Like so far this month, I wouldn't say this month, but so far, um, we've been able to get some like really we got 125x or 126x, I think we got in so far this month. So we've been pretty good this month. So make sure you guys Bullocks is restricted. Where do you stay at, bunnies? Where is it? You know, I never knew Bullocks was restricted, but where what country is that? A bank? What is this? I bet you I could guarantee you that this is gonna be a yeah, I kind of knew it. Yeah. So we're still waiting for the Kanye West coin. The thing with the Kanye West coin is, if I'm gonna give you guys a warning, if you don't get in early, like if for some reason you're not able to buy that early, it's gonna be really tough for you to make some good gains on that one. So just be safe, diligent, and remember, guys, remember the rule. Okay, if your rule is to make 250 a day, if that's your rule, keep the rule. Don't break the rule. The moment you break the rule is the moment you will start losing your port. Okay, keep that in mind. Make sure you stick to the rule, so that way you don't have it. Bunnies. By the way, do you have you tried? I have. Yeah, message me and I'll let you know if you can try something else in case that one doesn't work. But with that being said, guys, I think we got the runners of today. I expect this. So this is, once again, guys, this is not financial advice. Okay, letting you guys know, not financial advice. They want to let you guys know, not financial advice. We might get rug, we might lose. So on this 250 coin, all right, for this one, I personally feel like this will hit a million eventually. If it hits it today, I have no idea. If it hits it tomorrow, I have no idea. But if this 250 bill does become a thing, um, do see a mill coming into play. So the way I would play this is, if let's say you bought like right here, I would utilize the 468 strategy on this one, to get, kind of get a better average price, and be able to get, a 2x to a 3x whenever you get that one. This ATM one, this is pretty much could go super high or super low. The fact that the reason why I'm saying this is because this one, if it plays out like IG, what's it, IG, yeah, Image did, this literally will probably go to like 4 million, 5 million up here. But remember, this is like a Ponzi scheme one. So basically, what's happening here is, every time you buy and hold, the more you hold, the more USD you get. So that's the way those are working. I think these two are going to be like the front runners. ATM, once again, not financial advice. I do want to let you guys know that, because that's going to be dependent on your guys' call. Um, I think it should tap 3 mil at least. So just plan your entry right there. Once again, these could all bottom out, because this is a casino. That's why it's extremely important you get as low entry as you possibly can. If you were watching the stream, you caught the low entry, and you kind of caught where I went in. But if you weren't watching the stream, there's a lot of possibilities. Now remember, keep the rule, guys. Keep the rule. If your rule is 250 a day, like we talked about, 250 a day, and you have 3 Solana, there's two ways of doing that. Number one is by doing the 1 soul strategy. Number two is by doing the 3 soul strategy. To be able to get those 250 a day, and you guys are on your way to hit your target. Now, if your target is to make more than this, you want to make 1,000, 4,000. That is where the mentorship comes into play. So you guys want to get mentorship, and kind of get an idea of how you should set up your portfolio. Long term, short term. Make sure you guys hit us up, so you guys can get that one-on-one mentorship, and get that exclusive one-on-one talk. So with that being said, fellas, I think we did pretty well. Call two coins at 2x. Potential of a 3x, 4x here. So you guys are gonna want to make sure we keep that in mind. But if we are gonna be doing another stream on Thursday, so you guys are making sure same time we will be streaming on Thursday again. If you guys are finding these streams helpful, informative, and you want to see this become like a more of a constant thing, of course, we're gonna need your guys' support. You guys know that I do, we work, so it's, we come home from work, we jump in and we try to help you guys out as much as we possibly can. And I'm trying to make as many millionaires as I possibly can. Giving you guys the knowledge that I've learned throughout trading, and what's helped me out come from like 0.5 to 6 figs, on my way to 7 figs. So hopefully you guys are able to kind of join the ride, and I can help you guys achieve that goal. that you got, whatever goal that you guys have set in mind. But I know a lot of people have been like asking for me to stream daily. We're trying to do like at least maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you guys want us to increase the streams and find these helpful, of course, spreading the word helps out a lot. Super chats, becoming a member, basically, sending a tip via Solana wallet right there on the QR code. So all that stuff helps. So hopefully you guys are able to lock in. We're able to print and we're able to do with these coins. We're able to do pretty well. Once again, the coins for today were ATM. We got a nice little 2x here from 400 all the way to right now it's at 1.5. So that's at least a 3x so far. Once again, we don't go heavy gambles on these, but as you guys get an idea, we want to make sure that if I were to put in 5 soul, 6 soul, you guys get the idea. It's like basically the same thing. If you were to put 5, 10 soul, 20 soul, 1 soul, 0.1, you're still making money. And the point here is to make money and lose less, right? So right now on this one, we're almost up a 3x here. On the 250, um, well, we're already, we already took our profit. We took our initials just because we wanted to see how this plays out. Right now we're already, we're doing pretty well on this one as well. A nice, this is already a 2x, so we're doing good here. I'll be here Tuesdays and Thursdays. Awesome, Sebastian. We'll save up for the mentorship. Awesome, brother. Appreciate that, man. And we will go ahead and help you guys out. So thank you guys for tuning in once again. Don't forget we'll be back streaming on Thursday, same time. So if you guys have questions, if you guys are looking for anything, make sure you guys write them down so you guys can have those ready for Thursday. Also, don't forget to follow us on TG so you guys know exactly what calls are coming out throughout the day, and also follow us on X. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be, and I will talk to you guys later.